Hello, I'm Detective Mike, and today I'm diving into one of the most puzzling mysteries of our time, the case of Maura Murray. As a detective with decades of experience, I've seen countless cases come and go, but this one has a certain chill that sticks with you. Maura Murray, a 21-year-old nursing student, vanished on the morning of February 9th, 2004. In the realm of unsolved cases, her disappearance stands out for its perplexing twists and gaps in the evidence. Today, I'm going to walk you through the case, dissect the known facts, and share my own insights on what might have really happened. In this channel, we leave no stone unturned. We combine meticulous research, expert analysis, and a healthy dose of skepticism to get to the truth. So, buckle up as we retrace Maura's final hours, examine the evidence, and explore theories that might finally shed light on this cold case. Let's rewind to that fateful morning in February 2004. Maura Murray was driving on Route 112 in Woodsville, New Hampshire. By all accounts, it was a seemingly routine day that quickly took a dramatic turn. Early reports describe a minor car accident, an event that would become the first thread in a tapestry of unanswered questions. Witnesses recall her calm, almost detached demeanor. But that calm was deceptive, masking a series of choices that would lead her to vanish into thin air. Imagine this: a quiet, snowy road, the kind that hides secrets in its white drifts. As a detective, I can't help but wonder, was this accident just a coincidence, or a carefully staged moment designed to confuse investigators? And what about the mysterious actions that followed? Instead of seeking help immediately, Maura's behavior deviated from the norm. In the hours that followed, Maura's car was found abandoned. No clear indication of a struggle. No witnesses who could definitively place her afterward. As a seasoned detective, this is where the case begins to fray at the edges. Every detail, every choice made on that day must be scrutinized for hidden meaning. Let's get into the heart of the matter, the evidence. In any case, the physical evidence is our most honest witness. Yet, in Maura Murray's case, it's like trying to assemble a puzzle with half the pieces missing. First, her car. It was abandoned on a desolate stretch of road. I've seen many abandoned vehicles in my time, but the condition of Maura's car raised several red flags. There were no signs of a forced entry or struggle inside the vehicle. Everything was left as if she'd simply stepped out and vanished. Then there's the timeline. Critical questions emerge. What exactly did Maura do after the accident? Why was there such a long gap between her last known actions and the discovery of her abandoned car? In my years on the force, I've learned that discrepancies in a timeline are often the breeding ground for hidden truths. As I pored over the case files, I noted that even the smallest inconsistencies, a few minutes of silence, an unexplained turn, a missing call, can unravel an entire narrative. Was Maura acting on her own accord, or was she being forced into making decisions under duress? The physical evidence, sparse as it is, leaves room for both possibilities. Then there are the witness reports, fragmented, sometimes contradictory. I've often found that eyewitness testimonies can be as elusive as shadows at dusk. In this case, multiple accounts describe a woman who was strangely composed, almost detached. That inconsistency in human behavior is something I always take note of. It suggests there might be layers to Maura's persona that we've yet to uncover. Now, let's talk theories. Over the years, countless minds, amateur sleuths, and professional investigators alike have tried to piece together what happened to Maura Murray. As a detective, I've developed my own set of hypotheses based on experience and a healthy dose of skepticism. Could Maura have staged her own disappearance? Some suggest she meticulously planned her exit from her past life. The evidence of careful preparation, her calm demeanor, and the calculated decisions immediately following the accident seems to support this notion. But why would a young woman choose to vanish so completely? What pressures or secrets might have driven her to such extremes? Another possibility is that Maura found herself in a situation that spiraled out of control. Perhaps an encounter that escalated beyond her control. There's talk of a potential cover-up, where evidence might have been manipulated or even intentionally discarded. As a detective, I know that sometimes the truth is buried under layers of bureaucracy and human error. Could there have been someone else involved? Someone who ensured that her trail went cold?
Then there's the chilling possibility that Maura fell victim to a crime of opportunity. A chance encounter, an unexpected twist, and suddenly the scales tipped against her. The lack of physical evidence of a struggle doesn't rule this out. In many cases, a perpetrator can leave minimal traces if they're methodical enough. I've seen situations where the absence of evidence is more telling than its presence. In my line of work, I've learned that every case has its own rhythm, a pattern that, once deciphered, tells a story of motive, opportunity, and sometimes tragedy. With Maura, that rhythm is off. There's a dissonance in the timeline, and a void where we'd expect clear evidence. I lean towards the theory that Maura's disappearance was a confluence of deliberate actions and unforeseen circumstances. Perhaps she was trying to escape a personal nightmare, only to be swallowed by an even darker one. It's the kind of case that keeps me up at night, the unanswered questions, the faint clues, and the nagging feeling that somewhere, the truth is hidden in plain sight. As we get closer to the end of our investigation for today, there are some overlooked details that I can't help but revisit. One recurring element in many unsolved cases is the absence of forensic evidence that would normally confirm a narrative. In Maura's case, the lack of fingerprints, the undisturbed interior of her car, these are not just missing pieces. They're glaring voids that hint at something being deliberately erased. Consider also the human element. As a detective, I know that every person has secrets. Maura's calm yet enigmatic behavior on that morning might have been a mask. Perhaps she was wrestling with internal demons or external pressures that compelled her to act in a way that defies conventional logic. In my many years on the force, I've learned that sometimes the truth is buried in the margins of everyday life, in a forgotten note, a seemingly insignificant detail, or even in the way someone looked at the world. Maura Murray's case reminds me that every unsolved mystery is a puzzle that demands not just logic, but empathy and intuition. My final thoughts? The Maura Murray mystery is far from black and white. It's a case painted in shades of gray, where every theory opens up new questions. Was this a carefully orchestrated escape, or a tragic twist of fate? Maybe it's a combination of both. And as a detective, I can tell you that the truth, no matter how elusive, is always out there, waiting for someone to piece it together. That's all for today's deep dive into the Maura Murray case. As we close this file, I want to leave you with one question. What do you think really happened? Was it a meticulously planned disappearance, or a crime of opportunity masked by circumstance? I invite you to share your theories and insights in the comments below. If you enjoyed this detective's perspective on one of the most baffling unsolved mysteries, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon so you won't miss any future investigations. I'm Detective Mike, and until next time, keep questioning, keep investigating, and remember, every mystery has its secrets waiting to be uncovered.